Hello. Welcome back. Back in December 2023, I released the first 2 chapters of the Sinister Strip, Miami. Life happened, confidence was shaken, and now it's April 2024. It's time to release the Sinister Strip, Miami, as one full and complete story. But before getting to the story, here's a preview of what the story is actually about.
Beneath the pulsating lights and rhythmic beats of Miami's electric nights lies a sinister secret waiting to be unraveled in the Sinister Strip, Miami. Detective Alex finds himself entangled in a web of supernatural mysteries as he delves into the city's dark underbelly, where the line between the living and the eternal blurs. Alongside a lies both human and otherworldly, he confronts an ancient evil that threatens to consume the city whole. As the allure of the night beckons, Alex must navigate a labyrinth of love, betrayal, and ancient vendettas, where every shadow hides a truth more terrifying than the last. The Sinister Strip, Miami, is a thrilling journey into the heart of darkness that pulsates within the magic city, where every moment under the neon glow could be your last.
Okay. If you're still here, here's Chapter 1.
Chapter 1: Neon Nights. The muffled bass of electronic dance music echoed from the depths of Luna, one of South Beach's most coveted nightclubs. Strobe lights illuminated its interiors, revealing glimpses of people lost in the rhythm. Jake, with sunburned skin and bright, eager eyes, had an obvious touristy look. He watched as the crowd swayed, drinks in hand, and his excitement was palpable.
Man! Miami's even better than the brochures!
He shouted over the music to his friend, Ron. Ron laughed.
Told you. Nothing beats South Beach nights.
He raised his glass, signaling a toast.
To an unforgettable vacation.
Jake clinked his glass.
And unforgettable nights!
Amidst the intoxicating rhythm and shimmering lights, a figure stood out. Isabella, with her raven black hair cascading over her shoulders and eyes that seemed to pierce the dim, was an enigma. She glided through the crowd with an ethereal grace, her red dress catching the light with every move. She eyed Jake, who was clearly entranced by the music and the atmosphere. With a seductive smile, she approached him.
First time in Miami?
She purred, her voice smooth and almost hypnotic. Jake stumbled over his words, momentarily caught off guard by her beauty and the unexpected conversation.
Yeah. That obvious, huh?
She chuckled, a sound that was both sweet and eerie.
Just a guess. I'm Isabella.
Jake!
He replied, offering his hand. She took it, her touch cooler than he expected, but not unpleasant.
Want a tour of the real Miami nightlife?
She whispered into his ear, her breath chilling yet inviting. Jake glanced at Ron, who was engrossed in a conversation with a local.
Sure, why not?
He responded, captivated by Isabella's charisma. The two ventured to a quieter part of the club, a secluded alcove hidden away from the main dance floor. Soft, ambient lighting gave it an otherworldly glow. Isabella leaned in, her lips almost touching Jake's ear.
Miami has many secrets,
she murmured. As she spoke, her eyes fixated on Jake's neck, particularly the pulse that beat noticeably beneath his skin. Jake, caught in the allure of the moment and the mysterious beauty before him, barely noticed as Isabella's lips brushed his neck. The sensation was odd, a mix of pleasure and a slight sting. Everything around him started to blur. Isabella drew back, her lips stained with a shade darker than before. Jake, dazed, tried to process what had just happened. A distance away, watching this intimate exchange, stood Detective Alex Martinez. His gaze was sharp, his suspicions aroused. He'd seen enough to know that something wasn't right, but proving it was another challenge altogether. He sipped his drink, eyes never leaving the pair, as the night wore on. Chapter 2: Shadows and Suspicion. The police department's cluttered boardroom buzzed with activity. Pictures, incident reports, and notes were scattered on the main table. Alex stared at the photographs, all of young tourists with the same eerie pale appearance and two distinct puncture marks on their necks. Sergeant Mitchell, an older officer with salt and pepper hair and skepticism etched into every wrinkle, scoffed as he looked over the evidence.
What's this, Alex? Another one of your vampire theories?
Alex's gaze remained fixed on the photos.
There's a pattern here, Mitch. These aren't isolated incidents.
Detective Carla, a younger and more open-minded officer, chimed in.
It's a little odd, I'll give you that. But vampires? Come on, Alex.
I've been tracking these cases, Carla.
Alex retorted.
It's not just the marks. They're drained. Almost like every drop of blood's been sucked out of them.
Sergeant Mitchell let out a mocking laugh.
So, what? You think Dracula's come to vacation on South Beach?
Alex's frustration was evident.
I don't know what's behind it, but something's out there. And people are dying.
There was a brief silence before Carla cautiously probed.
Why are you so invested in this, Alex?
A shadow passed over Alex's face.
My sister, Maria. She vanished on a trip here years ago. Same marks, drained of blood. I was just a rookie then, but I swore I'd find out what happened.
Sergeant Mitchell sighed, his demeanor softening slightly.
Look, Alex, I get it. But chasing shadows and legends won't bring her back.
Alex's determination was unwavering.
I need to see this through, Mitch. Even if just to rule it out.
Carla, ever the peacekeeper, tried to bridge the gap.
Okay, let's say we entertain this theory for a second. What's the next move?
I want to dig deeper into Luna. The latest victim, Jake, was there the night he was last seen. There's a woman, Isabella. She's intriguing. I've seen her with a few of the victims.
Alex revealed. Mitchell raised an eyebrow.
You think she's involved?
Alex nodded.
I need to get close. Understand what's really happening.
Fine.
Mitchell finally relented.
But be careful. Whether it's gangs, drugs, or vampires, you're walking a thin line.
Alex's eyes were resolute.
I know what I'm doing.
With that, he set out, with the haunting memories of his sister and the dark mysteries of Miami's nightlife driving him forward. Chapter 3: The Masquerade. In the dimly lit corner of a rundown bar, Alex sat across from Benny, a wiry man with shifty eyes and a history of dabbling in Miami's underground.
You sure about this, Benny?
Alex pressed, leaning in. Benny took a slow sip from his drink.
Trust me, detective. The masquerade is where you'll find answers. All of the city's peculiar folk show up.
And this, Isabella, will be there?
Alex inquired, showing Benny a discreet photo. Benny hesitated, then nodded.
Yeah, she's one of the main attractions.
Taking a deep breath, Alex slid an envelope towards Benny.
Here's your payment. Remember, I was never here.
Benny smirked, grabbing the envelope.
Who are you again?
At the entrance to the masquerade, Alex, now Antonio, donned a silver mask with intricate designs. As he stepped inside, the grandeur of the ballroom was overwhelming. Crystal chandeliers hung from the ceiling, illuminating guests in lavish attire, each with a mask more exquisite than the next.
Antonio, is it?
A sultry voice cooed behind him. Turning, Alex was met with Isabella, her mask barely concealing her enchanting eyes.
Isabella,
Alex feigned surprise.
What a pleasure.
She circled him, the scent of her perfume intoxicating.
You're new here. A fresh face. Or should I say, a fresh pulse.
Alex smirked, maintaining his composure.
Just here for the experience. Heard it's a night too. Remember.
Isabella leaned in, her lips inches from his.
Oh, it will be.
Before anything more could happen, a man beckoned Isabella. She gave Alex a lingering look.
Until later, Antonio.
Seizing the moment, Alex slipped into the shadows, locating a slightly ajar door. He pressed his ear to it, listening intently.
We need to be cautious.
A deep voice cautioned.
Too many are getting suspicious.
Another voice, one Alex recognized as Isabella's, replied.
The upcoming music festival is our best opportunity. So many. Fresh ones. We'll feast.
A chilling laugh echoed.
Yes, a feast indeed. But remember, no traces. We don't want another situation like the last time.
Alex's heart raced, realizing the gravity of the situation. He needed to act, and fast. But for now, blending in was the only option. He re-entered the ballroom, with the knowledge that the stakes were higher than ever. Chapter 4, Race Against the Night. Alex sat in the bustling police department, photos and reports strewn around him. He motioned for Sergeant Mitchell to come over.
Mitch, you have to see this.
Alex urged, pointing to the patterns he'd traced between victims and the upcoming festival. Mitchell scoffed.
You and your vampire theories again?
It's not a theory. Look at the timelines, the evidence.
Alex exclaimed. Carla peered at the evidence skeptically.
It's compelling, Alex, but it's a long shot.
Alex groaned in frustration.
If we don't act, more people will get hurt.
Suddenly, the precinct doors swung open to reveal a disheveled Jake, his skin paler than before, eyes shadowed and a noticeable aversion to the fluorescent lights above. He was panting as if he'd run a marathon.
I need to talk to the detective.
Alex, surprised, responded.
I remember you. From Luna. Jake, right?
Jake nodded, taking a deep breath.
I'm changing, and I don't have much time. Every part of me feels different. Hungrier.
You were bitten.
Alex deduced, his tone grave. Jake shuddered.
That woman, Isabella. I think she did this to me. I don't want to become one of them.
Carla's skepticism was replaced by concern.
Okay, let's say this is real. What's our next move?
A determination burned in Alex's eyes.
We need a solution. Fast.
Jake, desperate, added.
I came across an old legend. It spoke of a ritual that could reverse the transformation. But there's a time limit.
Alex immediately perked up.
Take me to this legend.
The duo found themselves in the basement of a vintage bookstore, surrounded by dusty tomes. Jake reached for a worn-out leather book, its pages yellowed with age. Flipping through, he stopped at a page detailing the ritual. Carla, peering over their shoulders, read aloud.
To reverse the night's curse, one must obtain a vial of the sire's blood, mix it with the blood of the afflicted, and consume it under the moon's silver light.
Jake's voice trembled.
Isabella. She's my sire.
Alex, determination clear in his eyes, declared.
Then we know what we need to do. We need to find her.
Jake, desperation evident, replied.
Time is running out. The festival is soon.
Together, they formed a pact, determined to navigate the dark underbelly of Miami to save Jake and halt the vampire's sinister plans. Chapter 5, descent into darkness. The thumping beats of the music festival resonated through Miami's streets. Colorful lights illuminated the night, and the atmosphere was electric. Among the partygoers, the vampires discreetly blended in, their eyes hungry as they scanned the crowd. Isabella, draped in a flowing black dress, seemed almost ethereal as she floated through the crowd. Her gaze was intent, searching. Jake tugged at Alex's arm, pulling him into a secluded alley.
We need to move fast. They're everywhere.
Alex nodded, clutching the Legends book.
The first ingredient, the blood of the sire. We have to get close to Isabella.
Their journey through the festival grounds was riddled with close calls. Shadowy figures, minions of the coven, lurked in corners and behind stages, their senses keenly tuned to Alex and Jake.
Why are there so many of them after us?
Jake whispered, ducking behind a food stand as one of the minions passed. Alex glanced at the book, then at Jake.
The ritual isn't just for you. If it works, it could end their reign.
Suddenly, a chilling voice broke through.
Looking for me, detective?
Alex spun around to find Isabella, her eyes piercing into his. Before he could react, she swiftly grabbed him, pulling him into a backstage tent. Jake, hidden in the shadows, watched in horror. Inside the tent, Alex tried to maintain his composure.
What do you want, Isabella?
A strange vulnerability flashed in her eyes.
You think you're the only one searching for answers? I've been trapped in this eternal night for centuries. I want out.
Alex, although taken aback, saw an opportunity.
Help us then. The ritual could free both you and Jake.
Isabella hesitated, then extended her hand, revealing a small vial filled with blood.
You think you're the only one searching for answers? I've been trapped in this eternal night for centuries. I want out. You think you're the only one searching for answers? I've been trapped in this eternal night for centuries. I want out. My gift to you, detective. But remember, this ritual could be our salvation or our damnation.
Alex accepted the vial cautiously.
Why the sudden change of heart?
Isabella's eyes welled with tears, a human emotion that seemed out of place on her.
I once had a life, love, a family. I want to feel the sun again.
Outside, Jake, taking a deep breath, interrupted the intense exchange.
Alex, we need to go. Time's running out.
With the sire's blood in their possession and an unexpected ally in Isabella, the duo was one step closer to performing the ritual and confronting the sinister depths of Miami's supernatural underworld. Chapter 6: Eternal Damnation. The city's heartbeat was palpable as the confrontation reached its climax on the festival grounds. Jake stood defiantly in the center, ingredients in hand, while the coven formed a menacing circle around him. Alex, vial of sire's blood clutched in his grip, prepared to defend his newfound ally. From the shadows, a figure emerged, her beauty overshadowed by the cruel gleam in her eyes. Alex gasped.
Lorena?
Lorena, her voice cold yet familiar, responded.
Hello, brother.
Jake, undeterred by the revelation, began chanting the ritual's incantation. The ground trembled, and the night sky darkened further, as if reacting to the ritual's power.
Why are you doing this?
Lorena spat at Jake.
To regain my humanity.
Jake shot back. Alex, tears in his eyes, implored.
Lorena, please. Remember us, our family, our bond.
Lorena's eyes wavered, memories flashing.
You abandoned me.
I searched for you.
Alex shouted.
You were taken from me.
Before more could be said, the vampires lunged. The ritual's power was undeniable, its pull irresistible. Amidst the chaos, Alex reached out to his sister.
Lorena, stop this. Choose family.
Lorena hesitated, torn. But finally, her voice dripping with regret, she whispered,
"This is my family now."
With that, she lunged at Alex, her fangs sinking deep into his flesh. As the ritual reached its crescendo, a blinding light engulfed the area. When it subsided, the vampires hissed in agony. Their power was magnified, but their thirst became unbearable. Lorena, feeling the change, screamed at Jake.
"What have you done?"
Jake, remorse and determination etched on his face, responded,
"I've bound you to this place. Miami is your eternal cage."
Lorena, driven mad by her insatiable hunger, blamed Jake.
"This is your fault."
With a swift movement, she moved towards him. Jake, thinking quickly, slit his palm, the blood attracting the crazed vampires.
"Go, Alex!"
he yelled. Alex, feeling the bite's effects, limped away, the sounds of battle fading. He found himself on South Beach, the first rays of dawn painting the sky. He collapsed, feeling the transformation take hold. The last thing he saw was the sunrise, a symbol of the life he once had. From that day, Miami became a haven and prison for the most powerful vampires, with Alex, now one of them, forever haunted by the choices he made and the sacrifices of those he loved.
I'm gonna keep this brief. What are your thoughts about the Sinister Strip, Miami? You know where to leave your thoughts. Like, share, subscribe, comment, all that jib jab. That's it for me now. See you in the future.